Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Jasodanandana Vrajajanaranjana. Jasodanandana Vrajajanaranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu me Jaya Goranitai Jaya Goranitai Jaya Goranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jayam Vishubhad Paramahamsa Paribhad Acharya Ashtotara Sata Sri Srimati His Divine Grace et Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishubhad Paramahamsa Paribhad Acharya Ashtotara Sata Sri Srimati His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavana Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Sikho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Ki Jai. Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Mayapur Navadvip Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Srimati Tulasi Devi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Sri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Sri Sri Radha Madan Mohan Ki Jai. Sri Sri Gaunitai Ki Jai. Sri Sri Jagannath Subhadra Baladev Ki Jai. Gaura Premanandi. All glories to the assembly devotees. All glories to the assembly devotees. All glories to the assembly devotees. All glories to Sri Guru Sri Gauranga. All glories to Sri Prabhupada. Sri Gaunitai Ki Jai. Sri Sri Radha Madan Mohan Ki Jai. Sri Sri Jagannath Subhadra Baladev Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Skanda, 29th chapter, sloka number 10. Khadyota Avirmukhi Cha Atra Netre Ekatra Nirmite Rupam Vibhajitam Tabhyam Vichaste Chakshusha Isvaraha Khadyota Virmukhi Chatra Netre Ekatra Nirmite Rupam Vibhajitam Tabhyam Vichaste Chakshushe Swaraha Khadyota Virmukhi Chatra Netre Ekatra Nirmite Rupam Vibhajitam Tabhyam Vichaste Chakshushe Swaraha Khadyota Virmukhi Chatra Netre Ekatra Nirmite Rupam Vibhajitam Tabhyam Vichaste Chakshushe Swaraha Vaishnavis. Khadyota, name Khadyota. Avirmukhi, name Avirmukhi. Cha, also. Atra, here. Netre, the two eyes. Ekatra, in one place. Nirmite, created. Rupam, form. Vibhajitam, name Vibhajita, brilliant. Tabhyam, through the eyes. Vichaste, perceive. Chakshusha, with a sense of sight. Isvaraha, the master. Translation: the two gates named Khadyota and Avirmukhi, which have been spoken of, are the two eyes side by side in one place. The term name Vibhajita should be understood as form. In this way, the two eyes are always engaged in seeing different kinds of forms. Please repeat. The two gates, named Khadyota and Avirmukhi, which have been spoken of, are the two eyes side by side in one place. The town name Vibhajita should be understood as form. In this way, the two eyes are always engaged in seeing different kinds of forms. Purport by Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. The two eyes are attracted by brilliant things like light. Sometimes we find that little insects are attracted by the brightness of fire and thus enter into it. Similarly, the two eyes of the living entity are attracted by bright and beautiful forms. They are entangled in these forms exactly as the insect becomes attracted to fire. Om Jnana Timilandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitantam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakam Vitamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatrubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhyaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. So Narada Muni is speaking to King Prachinabarishad in these slokas. That is a further explanation of his story of King Puranjana, because Prachinabarhi could not understand properly, so he requested Narada Muni, please explain again. I could not follow your story. So again, step by step, Narada Muni is explaining the fate of the conditioned soul. First of all, his bodily constitution, as explained by Narada Muni, and in other Vedic literature, it is mentioned that this human form is made of 9 gates, and some of them are in the eastern side, western side, southern side, like that. And they have different functions. So Narada Muni is explaining now, one after another, the different gates of the human body. And here in this sloka, he is explaining about the 2 eyes. The 2 eyes are situated side by side in one place, and they are named Kadyota and Avirmukhi. Then, what is the use of these 2 eyes? These 2 eyes are meant to see. They are the organs of vision. And the living entity or the human being, the Puranjana, in this case, can see the outside world. And that is also named as Vibrajita. Vibrajita means that is very brilliant, so very colorful. The eyes are distinguishing the different colors, and in this way we are able to move in the world and do whatever we want according to our mental situation. Every one of these organs, just like the eyes, nose, and ears, and so on, are connected to the subtle body. The subtle body, just like the mind, is giving its appreciation or whatever is given by the knowledge acquiring senses. Now, here in this case, the eyes. When we see something, we understood, I see this and that and that and that. So the mind is recognizing, and by the association between gross and subtle body in this way, the living entity is able to enjoy. They have come here, or we have come here in order to enjoy this material world. And we are endowed with different senses in order to participate in this enjoyment. So these senses are very elaborate from the material viewpoint. It is very difficult to understand how these two round two, just like a marble. No, we play marble, children, just like that. They put in these two spaces, how they can be connected with the brain, and we are able to see the world just like a movie. Constantly, we are just like in a cinema house, seeing what's happening outside, and giving pleasure to the mind according to the mind's ability to remember and to appreciate different forms. Some forms are abominable and some forms are very pleasing. Here Prabhupada mentions that some insects are attracted by fire. They see, oh, very beautiful, very bright, brilliant, and that is moving here and there. And so the insect is attracted to this beautiful form. They have no proper understanding that this form is also very dangerous. But the insect doesn't know that. So it's just going on the flame and he is burnt. His wings are burnt and he dies in this manner, being burned by the fire. So Prabhupada says in the purport that these insects, we may be laughing, oh, insect means he has no intelligence. So therefore, he is dying like this. That is the nature of the insect. But Prabhupada says that these insects, they are entangled in these forms exactly as the insect becomes attracted to fire. Just like the insect is attracted to fire and dies in the fire, similarly, the two eyes of the living entity are attracted by bright and beautiful forms. So that is the case of all other species, including human being. So the conditioned soul, the Puranjana, he has the two eyes, organ of vision, and he is attracted and he becomes entangled in the outside world, the world of beauty. Oh, this is very beautiful. Oh, no, this is not so beautiful. Like this, he develops attraction and aversion. Attraction for beauty, aversion for ugliness, according to his mental understanding. So we may be thinking that the insect is not intelligent, but if we read the purport very carefully, we understand that we are just like an insect. We are no better than insect. The only difference is that insect dies immediately in the fire, but we die little slowly. May take some time, some more time, but we are also in the same position, attraction for material form. That is the situation of the conditioned soul. There are many other animals who are having very sharp vision. You say the eagle, bird, eagle with a sharp beak. They fly high in the sky. 2 miles high they can fly. And when they fly in the sky, they look down on the earth's surface. And what they are looking for? Dead body. They have such a wonderful vision, extraordinary, much better than human beings. We cannot see that much, long distance. But they are endowed with extraordinary vision. But because of their polluted mind, they are just hankering for dead body. So that is the position of the conditioned soul. And there are others who, like insects, some insects can see 360 degrees. They can see behind also. We can see only what is in the front. They can see behind. So the important there is not the capability of the vision. The importance is about the situation of the mind. If the mind is materially contaminated, then it will bring us down and down, being attracted and being repelled by either beautiful or ugly forms. So that is the meaning of conditioned life. We have these organs, senses, knowledge acquiring senses, but because the mind is material, it will not make the proper use of these wonderful organs. So that is the problem of the conditioned soul, such as Puranjana. He is attracted by beautiful form. And that is his end. So how to utilize, especially like, let us say, this organ of vision, eyes. These eyes are meant to see the most beautiful, the spiritual form of the Lord. From the spiritual understanding, the original nature of the soul is to see the beauty of the Lord, or the beauty of the spiritual sky. That is the original nature of the living entity. He has the ability to see, but he can see the wonderful form of the Lord. Otherwise, the Lord is spiritual. His body is not material like the ordinary material body. He is completely spiritual in his form. So he cannot be seen by any conditioned soul. So I wanted to refer to another section of Srimad Bhagavatam, where Lord Vishnu's appearance in the sacrificial arena of King Prithu. It is said here, King Prithu then offered his respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead with the Supreme Lord of all demigods. Although not an object of material vision, the Lord revealed himself to the sight of Maharaj Prithu. After offering obeisances to the Lord, the king returned to his home. That is the sloka. In the purport, Prabhupada writes, the Supreme Lord is not visible to material eyes, But when the material senses are inclined to the transcendental loving service of the Lord and are thus purified, the Lord reveals himself to the vision of the devotee. Avyakta means unmanifested. That is the quality of the Lord's form, avyakta. Although the material world is the creation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is unmanifested to material eyes. Maharaj Prithu, however, develops spiritual eyes by his pure devotional service. Here, therefore, the Lord is described as Sandarshita Atma, for he reveals himself to the vision of the devotee, although he is not visible to ordinary eyes. So this is very enlightening purport, and the situation of King Prithu should be contemplated. Even though he is a jiva, of course he is also empowered as a powerful kshatriya, but as mentioned here, he had no ability to see the Supreme Lord who came to the yajna and to give his blessing to King Prithu. King Prithu offered obeisances, and he wanted to see the Lord. He wanted to surrender to the Lord. He wanted to beg mercy from the Lord. He wanted to offer prayers and all that. In other words, he wanted to see the Lord. And when Lord Vishnu understood that this is the mind of King Prithu, then he revealed himself, his form. Otherwise, his form is avyakta, unmanifested. So that is a special blessing here described for King Prithu. Although he had no ability to see the Lord, by the special mercy of the Lord, he could see, he could understand the beautiful form of Lord Vishnu. So that is a great encouragement that we should try for that also, that by our activities we should try to attract the attention of the Lord. The Lord will see, oh, who is this person? Oh, he is doing seva. He is doing my seva. Oh, he's very good boy, very good girl. He is a very nice devotee. So in this way, Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu will appear. He may appear in a dream also, or he may appear directly in front and manifest himself to the devotee. That can also happen. And there are many other instances where Lord Vishnu, although invisible to material eyes, became visible because he understood that here is devotional service. So he wants to bless, he wants to make sure that the devotees should not remain in darkness. He wants to make himself visible to his devotees. That is a special quality of compassion and love of the Supreme Lord for his devotee. So there is another passage I wanted to refer, 4:22-28. In the Bhagavatam, 4th Skanda, 22nd chapter, Sloka 28, that when the soul exists for sense gratification, he creates different desires, and for that reason he becomes subjected to designations. But when one is in the transcendental position, he is no longer interested in anything except fulfilling the desires of the Lord. So here in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes that Originally, everything is spiritual, nothing is material. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, 8th chapter, 274 sloka, also it is explained that a Mahabhagavata, a highly advanced devotee, has no material vision. Stava jangam dekhe, na dekhe tar murti, sarvatra hoy nija ishto dev spurti. Although he sees trees, mountains, and other living entities moving here and there, he sees all as a creation of the Supreme Lord, and with reference to the context, sees only the Creator and not the created. In other words, he no longer distinguishes between the created and the Creator. He sees only the Supreme Personality of Godhead in everything. He sees Krishna in everything and everything in Krishna. This is oneness. So that is also another example of how the material vision, the material mind can be changed into spiritual. And when we develop a spiritual mind by our devotion, then our sense of vision becomes different. Although we may see the external world, but that becomes secondary. We understand that Krishna is everywhere. Krishna is the creator and he is the maintainer in this way. He is everywhere situated. Golokaiva nivasati akilat mabuta. He is everywhere situated. So that is the pure vision of a Mahabhagavata, a pure devotee of the Lord. So we understand from this that there is a stage in our life. At one time, we may be able to also see Lord Krishna everywhere by the grace of Krishna. Everything depends on Lord Krishna's mercy. If Krishna sees that this devotee is rendering service in such a devotional manner, then he will manifest himself and he will reveal all the aspects of the spiritual world and so on, spiritual life. So that is a wonderful reciprocation between the devotee and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is not one way, it is two ways. Maite teshu chapyaham, Lord Krishna says that for one who is devoted to me, he is in me and I'm in him. That is the reciprocation. So in this way, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also is described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that he could see everything everywhere, but he was seeing only Krishna. Krishna only was in his mind. So although other external material objects are there, but he was only conscious of Krishna. That is the perfection of vision, perfection of Krishna consciousness. Of course, that cannot be imitated because Lord Chaitanya himself is Lord Krishna. No difference. When he came to Jagannath temple, he stood in front of the deity of Lord Jagannath. Immediately he lost consciousness, fell down on the floor, chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. From a long distance, he had seen the top of the Gopuram, the flag that is on the top of the temple. Uh, and even others who were accompanying him, they were also together. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he saw the flag, I don't know, maybe about 20 kilometers, something like that. And he ran, he left all those who were with him, and he started to run and towards the temple. Immediately, he wanted to take darshan in this way. He came in front of Lord Jagannath and, oh, Krishna, he saw Lord Jagannath, Krishna himself. So in this way, oh, when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in front of Lord Jagannath, that was like all his desires, devotional hankerings were fulfilled. He finally, after so long, he was looking for Krishna always from so many years. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? So when he came in front of Lord Jagannath, he understood, here is Krishna. So all his desires were fulfilled in this way. So that is the wonderful aspect of the senses. All the senses in this way can be spiritualized if we are following the Krishna consciousness understanding that Krishna is everywhere. He is the source of everything. And although he is invisible, he is immaterial, he is completely spiritual, even though the organs that we have are material. But when the mind is properly attuned to the spiritual aspect of life, to the transcendental vision, then these same senses can take us to the spiritual world. Just like the four Kumaras, they knew everything about the world. They were just 4 young boys, 5 years old boy. They could go everywhere. When they came to the gate of Vaikuntha, immediately the wonderful smell of the tulasi offered to Lord Krishna entered their nose. They knew everything about nose sensation, smell. They had experience of every kind of smell to all the 3 worlds. But when they smelled the wonderful fragrance of the tulasi, they became completely ecstatic, and they understand, here is the spiritual world, here is Lord Krishna, here Tulasi Devi. In this way, they became devotees of Lord Krishna at that time. Otherwise, they were more or less hankering for impersonal realization. But that was the beginning of their personal realization. So the senses are now in this conditioned life. They are causes for entanglement in the mundane material world. But when they are transformed by dint of application of the mind in devotional service, when we progress in our devotional service, gradually these senses will become transformed and will be able to catch or to see, to hear from the spiritual world. Just like it is said that Goloka eva nevasati akhilatma bhutaha. The Supreme Lord is everywhere. So, but now presently we don't have the senses. If we can spiritualize our senses through devotional service, then we can feel presence of the Lord everywhere. And this name, Krishna Nam, that is also from Goloka Vrindavan. But now by hearing the Harinam Sankirtan, our sense of hearing is also perfect, becomes perfect. Otherwise, hearing mundane vibrations, that is ordinary, that takes us, that keeps us in the material world. But when we hear the wonderful sound of Lord Krishna's name, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, at once we can be transported to the spiritual world, uh, hearing this spiritual sound vibration. That is the ability to transform our consciousness completely. Cheto Darpana Marjanam. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. By the spread of the Harinam Sankirtan, the consciousness is being purified. In this way, we are able to enter into spiritual life with the purified senses. So another also from Brahma Samhita, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santas Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundaram Achintya Guna Swarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Lord Krishna Sham Sundar Achintya is inconceivable. His qualities, his form, are not perceivable by the blunt senses. But when our mind and heart is, uh, is becoming devotional by proper application of devotion, then by love, premanjana churita bhakti velochanena, the mind and heart becomes covered with this premanjana, ointment of love of Godhead. Then the effect will be able to perceive the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is the method of Krishna consciousness, which everyone is entitled to if we follow the instructions of the spiritual master, instead of thinking that this body is a curse. It is not a curse, it is a benediction. But it has to be used in a proper manner. It has to be spiritualized. All our Gyanendriyas, Karmendriyas should be engaged in the service of the Lord, seeing the beautiful form of the Lord in the temple, hearing the sound of the Nam Sankirtan, the sense of tongue, the taste can be spiritualized by eating Krishna Prasadam. In this way, all the senses can be spiritualized, and then the mind and the complete consciousness will be fit to enter into the spiritual world. So that is what we would like to say in this connection. Any other questions, comments? Hare Krishna. All right. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.